Hey guys, Draven here. Not in my garden this time. This time I'm in the kitchen. And as you can see, there are my two canners. This one, the yellow one, is my mother's canner. So this is model circa 1972, something like that. And it has finally, I hear you, sorry. And it has finally started to give up the ghost. So I bought a new pressure canner on this lovely shiny one over here. So that one's model circa 2021, 22, whatever. I can't imagine there's a big amount of change in a couple of years, but I just wanted to kind of touch on how I was able to determine that the old canner is giving up the ghost, and comparing the older version with the newer version. So that way, if you have an older one like I do, you can kind of decide whether or not you want to get a new one, so you have two canners or whatever. So anyway, the old canner here, probably the easiest way to tell if it's going bad is if it's cracked. This one is not cracked. There is no structural integrity wrong with anything like this. What it is starting to do is, you see here, this is starting to leak, and that's what all of this residue is. So my goal with this canner, I have no intention of getting rid of this canner. I actually really like this canner, but it can't hold pressure anymore. It gets up to maybe 3 psi and just sits there. So hence why it's being replaced. So one is I need to fix this. So I need to take this off, clean it all, replace any gaskets that go in it, and put this back in. I have no idea how long that would take, or if I can find the replacement part. So again, I just got a new canner. So there's that. The other one is that this one here, which is held on like there's a submerged nut, and I gotta try and figure out how do I get this out of here, because that one too is starting. You can see the running, the evidence of a leak right through there. And so that was the other one that it's leaking. So we have the two holes of the three that are in the canner itself are both leaking. And so I got to fix that, pull them off and actually fix the source if I can. The other one I guess I don't know what is wrong with it, but it keeps blowing through seals. So the seal that's on here now was used for maybe an hour and a half, and then it couldn't hold the seal anymore. It was blowing steam out the sides of the pressure canner. Interestingly, it's always blowing steam out over where the handles are. So I gotta take the handles off and figure out if there's something going on with the handles that may be affecting things. So those are the reasons why I think this older canner is in need of repair, and it's no longer functioning as a pressure canner anymore. So, but I personally think it's really pretty. I like it a whole lot better than the stainless steel one, because the stainless steel one never looks clean. This is brand new, never been used. I just washed it and it already looks dingy. So not overly happy with it. Another big difference is that this guy is heavy. It is very heavy. And in comparison, this one it's basically, you're comparing cast iron and aluminum. That's basically what it feels like. And I have no idea if this older canner is actually cast iron. I'm just saying, in the difference in the weight, well, hello there. He wants his dinner. In the difference of the weight, the older canner feels like it's a cast iron, and the lighter one feels like it's an aluminum. That is the weight differential that we're talking about here. So, wow, very big difference. Another difference is on the bottom. This one is completely flat. Hello, cat, stop it. This one is completely flat. So I have had to purchase a separate heating element, like a one burner plug-in heating element to use solely with this, because this base was too wide to go on my glass top stove. And my glass top stove says that it can work with the canner if the canner is no more than 1 inch larger than the largest of the burners. And this is like 1.5 inches bigger than the largest burner. And I got a glass top stove that had the biggest burners that I could find. So I couldn't put this on that glass top stove, so I had to get a separate unit for that. However, this new one, can you see that little lip all the way through there? That's because this guy has that base down there is actually small enough I could put this on my glass top stove, and that edge that's hanging over there is not touching the glass, and so it would be fine to actually use on the glass top stove. I'm gonna still use the electric burner unless I get this guy repaired, and then I've got both canners, then I can have both canners going. And then I would have the burner on this one and this one on the actual stovetop. Let's see. One of the things that I'm starting to have more and more problems with is this type of canner. As you can see, it has the open and closed, and you turn it to get it closed. And this one does the same thing. It has the open and the close, goes into position, and then well, I can't do it one-handed. But this requires a lot of strength. So it's like a mini workout. So if you have any strength issues and you need someone to come help you open jars or things like that, the Presto canner is not one I would recommend. I might actually start looking for, in a few years, start looking for those canners that have the seal that comes out and then you screw them down. So of the two canners, this new one is a whole lot harder to close than that older canner. So that older canner, I'm having problems with it because it's not lining up reasonable. I have to take it off and put it back on, take it off, put it back on, take it off, put it back on, and then it just slides right into place. It still takes some strength, but once it goes, it slides pretty easily. This guy, the one time I closed it and tried to open, oh my Lord, my fingers are now like, I hate you. So this is a lot harder to close. Yeah, so that was an unexpected issue. The last issue that I've noticed is that, okay, so I got this out of the box, the shiny one, out of the box like half an hour ago. Instruction number 1, wash the whole thing, get all of the manufacturing oils off of it. All right, so I did that. So you turn on the water, let the water heat up, and then you wash this. So I'm holding this and running hot water into it, and this is heating up so much that I couldn't touch this because the hot water, the heat from the hot water was literally coming straight through it. So I expect that this guy is going to heat up internally and get to pressure super fast, especially in comparison. But I also expect that this guy is not going to be touchable, or one, it's not going to be touchable because I expect that the heat inside is going to be coming through pretty badly. Basically, no insulation. And then because of that, it's going to heat up whatever space I'm in. So I'm not looking forward to that. I might actually, make a kind of sleeve to go over the canner base. You know how you've seen the insulators that go around a hot water heater? Well, I can make something like that to go around the body of this canner to try and keep that heat in, because I don't necessarily need to heat up my kitchen to 240 degrees. You obviously won't get that hot, but I'm exaggerating for the purposes of amusement. But I don't need to heat up my kitchen uncomfortable levels. The other thing I can do is I can take that heating coil outside and do my pressure canning outside, and then be like, you can heat up outside. But while the older pressure canner does get hot to the touch, it's not radiating heat out anywhere near as much. Like if I wash this guy with the hot water, I don't feel the hot water on the outside of the container as I'm washing it. I mean, really. Whereas the silver one there, I was shocked. That heat went straight through. So yeah, this one's probably going to be greatly efficient in heating up and then getting to pressure, and so I can can things faster, which will be great. But yeah, there's a downside to that. So anyway, there's my 2 canners and my reasons why I'm replacing it, or replacing it until I can repair the older one. Besides, I like using my mom's canner. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's got nostalgia to it, I guess. But yeah, there we go. The 2 canners, their comparison and observations. Alrighty. You guys have fun in your gardens and take care. Bye.